on? What's going on? I'm here just impromptu, and I just want to talk about a multitude of things. I just had a rough week, and the weekend was a little bit better, but I'm going to tell you right now, I did not want to show up for myself or for anybody else today. And so I struggle with that, and I just want to share a little bit about that and talk about some things that had me distracted today. And Lord have mercy. Someone called and said, "Hey, I need your help. Hey, Jackie, what's going on? Happy Saturday to you. I'm just jumping on because I didn't have nobody to talk to. And I just had all these things on my mind. Somebody called me and said they needed some help. Hey, Life with Wanda, good to see you. Welcome in. Oh my goodness. And I ain't going to be here long because it is hotter than the Middle East up in here in my house. I don't have no AC. I just got fans going everywhere. And the main fan, I can't turn it on because it's gonna be noisy coming into the live, and I don't want that. But so someone called me today. Now, a couple of days ago, I was on the phone with them for like 2 hours, and I was talking to them about showing up for themselves, right? Because whenever they going through it, they call me. So I was talking about showing up for telling them, you got to show up for yourself. Well, they called me today and wanted me to drive across town to bring them some money. And I was like, what? This is my Saturday. I had a rough day yesterday, a long day. I don't even want to go take care of the business that I'm supposed to go take care of today. And I really wanted to get outside, but it's just so hot. I was like, forget it. I ain't doing nothing. But I drove and took them the money. And I just want to ask y'all, what do you think about showing up for somebody who don't show up for themselves? What kind of stuff is that? Happy Saturday. Girl, I was wondering why I didn't get a notification. Then I strolled and found you on there. You scrolled or you strolled? Yeah, I just jumped on because I came back home from running the money across town and back, and came home and my husband was gone. And I was like, so I can't talk to him. Let me just go live. And so, plus, I need to see more about how to do this live stuff on the mobile phone. So I'm on the mobile phone, on the mobile short feed, I guess they call it, and I need to, see what's going on with that. I can see the chat a little bit. Hey, Joshua Gabriel, welcome in. Good to see you. Make sure you guys hit that like button because that's going to help some other people to be able to see the feed and come on in as well. And I don't have a particular thing, so anything you guys want to talk about or laugh about or share about, by all means, let's do it. So, we just spend some time together for a minute. And Jackie was saying that it's hard. I have family members like that. They don't show up for themselves. It makes me so mad. At the same time, I don't want them to suffer, right? But sometimes, welcome in, Kendi K. Happy Saturday. I was finna say happy Sunday because usually if I'm live, it's a Sunday. But that just don't make sense. So when I was handing them the money, I just told them, okay, friend, you got to show up for yourself because we can't just keep talking about it, and I can't just keep showing up and you not showing up. We just can't do it. Even though we know that we can lead a horse to water, but we can't make them drink. But Lord have mercy, And I'm trying to work something out over here, so don't pay me no attention. I just want to get in here and see See how all this stuff works. So, yes. Um, how do you show up for somebody who don't show up for themselves? That don't make no sense to me, y'all. And I just, I let them know I just can't be doing that. Kendy K said something, and this little chat, oh, she says Sandra James on the Saturday vibe. Yeah, it's a vibe. I was over at TT Truckers while I was driving back, and he said something about road lizards. I was like, what the heck? And I really didn't know what a road lizard was, but he said that that's what they call the prostitutes that be in the lot of the oh no, he called them lot lizards that be in the lots of the truck stops, sometimes. So I was like, oh, okay, that was hilarious. But anyway, yeah, so another thing that got me distracted. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Joshua was telling me something. Joshua said, my birthday is coming. 9 days left. September 1st. Well, happy birthday to you, just in case I don't see you. And just in case you go live and I miss you. Happy birthday to you, and grow old gracefully. Yes, yes, yes. Everybody saying hello. So yeah, this is like, I've tried this before, the mobile live. I've tried it before, but back then I really didn't know what I was doing. I still don't, but it seems to be okay for now. And I just wanted to get in here and just talk to somebody, because talking to yourself is good sometimes, but it's just been a day. So I didn't want to go and take care of my business. And I had said earlier this morning, I'm just going to get outside. But then it was hot, like I said, the Middle East. So I was like, I don't want to go out. But I ended up going out anyway. So with that, I was able to take care of the thing I needed to take care of for myself. So maybe that person asking me to come helped me to do what I needed to do, because I swear I wasn't going to do it. And then I got distracted because the movie Michael, even though I seen it before, the movie Michael came on. And so I was standing there, just not even sitting down, just standing there in front of the TV, watching Michael. I love Michael Jackson. He had the best music ever, and so I just got all into that and couldn't function. I was so distracted watching that. But then Joe, Michael Jackson's daddy, got on my nerve. Every time I would see him doing the shenanigans that he was doing in the movie toward Michael, it really was upsetting me. So Joshua said, I will go on my live by August 31st for my early birthday wishes for September 1st. Everybody bless my Cash App and PayPal. Joshua, just let the people bless you. You ain't got to tell them. It's when you go live, people gonna bless you. Just come on and go live, and let your birthday do what it do, and enjoy your birthday. Somebody gonna show up for you for Cash App. Yeah. Happy birthday. Yeah, happy birthday to you, Joshua, early. Yeah, so did you guys see the Michael Jackson movie yet? It's on TV now, so I know y'all saw it, right? I love listening to Michael Jackson music, like him singing "I'll Be There." I'll be there. When he was just a little kid, right? He was doing his thing with so much pressure on him. He didn't get to have a childhood or anything. And so he made him some friends with all them animals. He had a dang on zoo. He had a zoo. Hey, Layla, welcome in. Layla saw the movie. She said the movie was great. Yes. So Layla, what did you think about Joe? Some things about Joe, how he wanted, something for his sons. He wanted them to use his their talent, and to go ahead and do what they needed to do to get out of poverty, because he was telling them they were poor. But some of the things that he put them through, I'm kind of on the fence about how I feel about him. But he really got on my nerve when he started telling his son Michael, that the people, nobody's going to understand you outside of this space. Nobody's going to understand you out there. But he was saying that to manipulate him, to keep him where he wanted him. And I don't think that that's right. And I don't think that that's fair. Yeah, he was a force to reckon with. Yeah, yeah, that really, he really got on my nerve. Then I started getting mad, and then I started thinking about all kinds of other stuff. Yeah, since in the 70s, Michael Jackson was little. He was a little guy. He was 10 in 1970. Yeah, Quincy Jones was telling him to tell everybody he was 8. He was 8 years old, right? But a very talented man, uh, beautiful music that impacted the entire world, And I thank God that Joe pushed them, but I think that he pushed them a little too far. And with all due respect to the mom, that was during a time when women were more, I'm going to call it submissive, but more quiet and didn't really challenge the father. She was that type of woman, respectful, and trying to let a man be a man and be the man of the house. But if that would have been me, ain't no telling what would have happened to me, because you just not gonna be whooping on my kids like that. I just, it hurt me to see that. And I kind of believe that the story, maybe some of it was a tad bit fictitious, maybe, I don't know. But I kind of believe that for the most part it was true. Back in the days, a lot of us kids, we grew up getting whoopings and stuff like that. But I think that he he was really hard on Michael, and I did not miss that he said something about Michael's nose, you know, and I think that might have been the thing that drove him to start getting all those surgeries on his nose. Uh, Layla said, "Yeah, I wouldn't be able to stand that as a mother. No way, no way. He would have been. He was gonna have to leave the house. He was gonna have to leave that house, and I would have been the type of mom that would have been able to provide for my children. Um, well, I don't know, because I didn't raise my son, but at the same time, you know, if I would have been in a different situation, I was married and I had children, ain't no way I was be letting I don't care if that person was the father. There's no way that I would have been letting him push my kids like that. They could have still had the career and still could have been, what they became. But no, you wouldn't have been doing all that. I would have been telling him, and wish the heck he would have raised his hand to me. it would have been, it would have been a whole new movie, a whole new DVD, documentary, and everything. Jackie said she would have left, you know, but she was a very loving and kind mother, and partial to, yeah, Jackie, he was mean. she was kind of partial. The mom was partial to Michael because she knew, and like she told him he was special, and he was special. We're all special. And our children are very special to us, no matter what they go through and no matter what they do, no matter what. We love our children. So, but yeah, so that thing had me totally distracted. Even though I seen the movie before, I was stuck right there, and I just stayed for the whole movie. Stood up through the whole stood up through the whole movie. But I was able to get out. Both versions of the Jackson movie are triggering. What do you mean both versions? It was more than one version, Jackie. I saw the movie. It seemed like it was the same thing. But it was more than one version of it. And yes, it was absolutely triggering. I started thinking all kind of stuff and was not saying nice things about him as I was standing there watching him. I was like, boy, you better go sit down somewhere, pushing on that child like, and pressing him so hard. But he finally stood up. He finally stood up. And I also think with a person that has like a really big career, it could be basketball, it could be any type of sports or music, or even a best-selling author. When people become popular like that, they need support, and they need security, and they need people around them that they can trust, not people inside their circle that's manipulating them and gaslighting. That's what it is. The father was gaslighting Michael. I didn't like that. Yeah. Hey, Jerry G, welcome in. Good to see you. Happy Saturday to you. Have you seen the MJ Broadway show? No. Now, what is that? No, girl, I don't really watch TV. The only reason why I caught the movie was because my husband had the TV on in the bedroom, and I just happened to walk in there and heard, the music, and I was like, "Oh," you know. But no, I've never seen it. But I would love to. I would like to. Yes, yes. So how's it going, Jerry G? How's your Saturday going? What you got going on? What you doing? And Kendi K has said something. I can't hardly see this chat. I can see it a little bit. She say she didn't know that, but I don't know. Oh, maybe she was talking about the lot lizard that TT Trucker was talking about. Maybe that's what she's saying. Kitty K, is that what you saying? You didn't know? You didn't know that? I had never heard that term before. This is the second time in a couple weeks that I have heard a term or a saying that I had never heard before. I thought I have heard everything. But I never heard lot lizard. That's what it was. I keep wanting to say road lizard, but lot lizard. That was crazy. That's crazy work. But yes, it's been a very hot day, but it's starting to feel a little bit better that I was able to come on here and just get some of that off of me. I was really annoyed about driving across town, and I always try to show up for my people and show up, for people. But sometimes there has to be some boundaries. You got to lay some boundaries down. So Jackie saying the one with Angela Bassett, and then there's another one I saw on Tubi, and then this one, and then another part two of Michael is supposed to be coming out. Wow, wow. Yes, Kendi K, I'm on my phone. I'm trying to branch out, and you know, as a new content creator, I'm trying to learn how to do more than one thing and try to come live in more than one space, and see what I could do. Is sometimes is easier. Seems like this is a little bit easier. The only thing is there's no setup unless I have to go back and put in, some hashtags and put in a description and a title or something like that. But I think I might kind of like this for live. Yes, Candy K, another Michael Jackson's supposed to come out. Not sure when. Yeah. Whatever they talking about Michael Jackson, I love Michael Jackson. And there's this little scene in there where he do this James Brown move. And James Brown is one of my favorite people too. And he has this he did a show. I don't know if it was Ed Sullivan, but he does this move where he's going backwards and he got his hand behind his head, and I just love that move. And I saw in the movie with Michael Jackson that he was watching James Brown do it. I actually have that video on my phone, and I watch that all the time. That was like one of the best moves ever. I just love, I used to love to dance when I was younger and stuff. I can't dance now, but yeah, so I love Michael Jackson. I love his music. You know, there's some things that I have, seen and heard, that's disheartening, of course. But, we all have a journey, and we all have a story, and we all have a testimony, right? So, you know, it is what it is. But he was very, very popular. He was wonderful in my life, and his music was good for my upbringing and going on through life and stuff. Sometimes music is the thing that people need. Sometimes I also believe cartoons people needed cartoons growing up too. Yeah, so that's my thing. And I just wanted to come, and came home from taking that money over there. And when I came back, my husband was gone, so I couldn't start rambling on with him. So I was like, okay, but you know what? About this shorts feed or this live feed right here, I love the view. I love the view, and it looks like you can make better eye contact with it. I like that, and I think I'm gonna use it a couple more times. I probably won't use it tomorrow when I go live, but I'm going to do it again, and just keep doing it. And when I just feel like popping on, I'm just gonna pop on and see how it goes. And I want to thank you guys too for being here and popping on with me and showing up and talking with me for a few minutes and letting me get my vent off. And I just want to ask a question, because I know like some of us are on an ostomy journey, or not an ostomy journey, but living life with an ostomy. And through our life journeys, I know some of us are on weight loss journeys. I know that some of us have other chronic illnesses, diabetes, MS, heart problems, hypertension, all of these different things. And I just want to bring up something that I shared with someone on yesterday. Well, it was my husband. I shared with him on yesterday, or either it was this morning. And I talked about how when you have a chronic illness and you go through the medical procedures and stuff that you go through, and then you move into recovery, sometimes when you make it to the recovery stage, your supporters change, is different. People will come if you need help. You call and you need something or you need help, but they're not the people that are close to you. They're not really there. In my experience, they're not really there for you to be able to sit down and just talk about how you're feeling. They look at it like, okay, you in recovery, you're doing good, you're working, you're moving about, you can do things, and you're strong, and yes, but they don't allow you to sit down and talk about how you feel. Maybe you're just having a symptom today or something like that. If you are having a symptom of some sort today, I want you to know you're not alone, and there is always some form that you can reach out if you need someone to talk to. There's always support, and if you don't know that, look for your support. There's a lot of support on YouTube. It's a lot of people that you can connect to on YouTube. But I felt like I didn't have nobody to talk to. I was having phantom rectum syndrome for the last couple days, and I just haven't been feeling good, and I just wanted to talk about it, and all I was hearing was, "Oh girl, you strong, it's okay, you could do it." Okay, that's probably true, but I still want to talk about my feelings. I want to talk about how I feel about it. And I just want you to listen. I don't even want any feedback, really. I just want you to let me ramble on about how I'm feeling. Okay, no, I'm not about to land the plane quite yet. But Jackie be knowing. Not quite yet, Jackie. I'm here having trouble chatting, phone acting up. Yeah, that's another thing. Technical difficulties. And that's another thing I need to really learn more about too with the channel is technology and what form to use for this, what form to use for that. But the editing. Kendy K was so nice and sweet to praise me for editing skills, and I accepted that. I received that, but there's a lot I need to learn about editing too. Just like I said, I came on here to ramble. So I am rambling on, and this is a time for, if you got some ramble, you can ramble right along with me. So, but yes, I was telling my husband, you guys always talk about, "Oh, you're strong and it's okay," and it is. But sometimes give us some space to talk about how we're feeling, what we're going through, what we think, even if we are looking like we're strong, because sometimes we're not. Sometimes we're actually not, and we just need that extra ear or that extra shoulder to lean on. Welcome in, JC. Happy Saturday to you. In the words of Led Zeppelin, ramble on. Yes, yes, yes. And sometimes you just need to ramble, and I didn't have nobody to ramble with, so I'm like, here I am. And I just, if I would have called somebody, I might have been able to get somebody, but I wanted somebody to just sit down next to me and let me just carry on. And so, thank you guys for sitting down with me and letting me carry on. And thank you also for those of you who are in the bushes out there. Thank you for coming in. Welcome in to you too. And whatever you want to ramble about, the floor is absolutely open for you to do that while I sip on my water. I'm drinking Essentia now, and I've already had my electrolytes in my water today. I've already had that. And by the way, I'm a bottled water drinker. I like to drink from the bottle because, or a glass. And it's because when I drink using the straw, it gives me gas. So all of these water bottles that I have, I rarely use them. I rather just drink from the bottle because it reduces the amount of gas I can have from drinking in the straw. And the essential water has electrolytes. the smart water that I was using, and I still got a lot of that I got to get through. Um, just didn't have the electrolytes that it needed to. And so I had to add electrolytes. I add electrolytes to this as well. And yeah. Hey, what's going on? I'm sitting here in the live right now, rambling with with JC and Jackie. And I don't know if Layla is still here, but yeah, I am. Is Layla, you still here? Jerry G, are you still here? Let's see. Joshua, you still here? I don't know who's still here. Layla's still here. So Layla, I've been seeing these shorts you've been doing. Good job on the ostomy. And how is the flow assist going? The flow assist, the bag that you got from flow assist. Tell me about that. How's that going? Yes. Um, I don't know when you Jack. I mean not Jackie. Layla. When you got the flow assist bag, did you get the flow assist um barrier rings that have the little flip on it, where you can when you use it, your output is supposed to flow, straight down that little flip that it has on there. Tell me about that if you can. Um, yeah, Layla is trying the badge from I guess what's the name of that company? I know about the flow assist barrier rings because I have some. I have a ton of them, but I don't use them because my output is so thick that it won't even it doesn't really work for me. So osteoform, yes. So did you get the barrier rings with the little flip on it to help the output to flow down into the bag better? Tell me if you have those. If you don't, I got a ton of them. If you want them, I absolutely have a ton of them. But yeah, so all of the things. I guess if I'm supposed to go back and do a title and a description, I'm gonna title it all the things because it's just a bunch of things that I wanted to ramble on about today. So, can you guys tell me how you feel about being on the weight loss journey, or being a diabetic, or having heart problems, or whatever your condition is, or anything that you're going through medically on a journey? If you felt the same way that I felt about sometimes I'm sweating, sometimes not having someone to talk to, and what that feels like for you. Layla says, I got the two-piece bag with the flow assist flange. But does it have that flip thing on it? Yeah, I guess it would. I don't know if it's attached. These ones I have are just like the barrier ring, and it has the flip on it. But do you like it? Do you like it better than the one that you had before? Tell me about it. I want to know about it. Even though you're probably gonna do an update and share with us anyway, um, if you like the bag. But since you here, you might as well tell me now. I prefer the Hollister two-piece steel. The Osteoform, okay, I lost it. The Osteoform is too small for me. Okay, okay. Yeah. So Hollister is good. I started off with Hollister, but I don't like the material of the Hollister. So my thing is Coloplast, 100% all the way. I love that, when it gets wet, it dries easily. The material is just so nice, and I love it. Kendi K says, I'm feeling much better about my weight loss. Hard to believe it's been 6 months already. Has it been 6 months already? Wow. Wow, 6 months. And you're getting better and better with managing it. You see the weight loss happening, which is a something to really, really be excited about. But there are still some symptoms, like I think you experience fatigue, Kendi K, um, often. And so managing fatigue, being tired, and being a part-time creator, doing all the marvelous work. You look like you do the work of a full-time creator, but you have your job and you have your home responsibilities, and it's a lot, especially when you're dealing with and coping with fatigue. I do get fatigued sometimes as well, because sometimes I'm just it pooping output takes my energy sometimes, and it is like, oh my god, it does have the thingy. Okay. She called it the thingy. Yeah, the little flip thingy. And does it really flow when when does it help your output, since you have an ileostomy? And I know I'm back and jumping back and forth, but since you have the ileostomy, it seems like the flip on the barrier ring would work better for a person who has the ileostomy, and so that's why I'm asking. Yeah, the little thingy. Yeah. So Kendi K, it's been 6 months. 6 months. And you're doing good. Congratulations on this journey too. But I get annoyed sometimes when the people that's in my circle, family members, and even my best friend. She don't And me and my best friend, we talk about everything, but she ain't trying to hear my woes. She ain't trying to hear my woes about how I'm feeling when I'm feeling, down, or I feel fatigue, or I'm having that phantom. Sometimes that phantom thing is a little painful, and they don't want to hear that stuff. They want to say is, "Girl, you strong," and "Girl, you got this," and I'll be like, "Yeah, I got it," but you know, sometimes I want to talk about it. A lot of people um, that have trauma, and have a lot of different things going on in life, they feel alone. They can have 100 people around them, but still feel alone, because people it's hard for people to connect and identify and engage you in certain conversations when it comes to your health. hmm and I just think, and I just wish that people around me could be a little bit more sensitive, or at least, let me talk sometimes. Let me just say what I'm thinking, or say what I'm feeling, and just, you don't have to give me no advice. I ain't even asking for that. I just want to talk sometime. And I just want them to give me that, but no. I missed all kind of stuff in the chat. Hold on here. JC said, I always just talk with my sister or my mom to talk to when I get overwhelmed about my type 1. Yeah, it does get overwhelming, right? People think you got it all together, but you don't, you know? Definitely doing an update. Okay. I'll wait for the update, Layla. Uh JC said, like now, I'm experiencing a low blood glucose episode, but grateful that my mom and sister have oversupplied me with glucose gets at and liquid shots is easily to recover. Okay, well that's good. You got some support, JC, and I'm glad you have your family there to listen to you when you be feeling like that. And I hope that you feel better with this thing. Sometimes we have no problems, and we just moving and shaking. But it's not like that every single day, and we need each other. So JC said, going to listen until I get my glucose back up. Okay. And let's just pray that it come on up to where it needs to be as soon as possible. Hey, Shop Talk for Creators, welcome in, welcome in. Okay, now the little chat thing don't want to move. Okay, I've switched phones. I think my phone is tired too. Yeah, because we be on them. We be on them with the YouTube and answering calls and all the things. Hope you feel better, JC. Yes, yes. I'm not sure if the flip is helping, uh, Layla is saying. The flip would probably be beneficial for ostomates with a flush stoma. Okay, okay. It seemed like Maggie. Maggie, her stomach kind of sticks out, and I think she's used the the flow assist barrier ring with the flip. Uh, and I think she shared this was some maybe a couple years ago when I was watching her videos, and she talked about that. Um, well, we'll see. I hope that it works. It's the cutest thing. I think it's super cool. I wanted it. I thought it was gonna be, I didn't know any better back then. Uh I thought it was gonna be something that I was gonna to die for, but it wasn't. My output is too thick for that. That thing just gets in the way. Your outlook on life is just great. Thank you, thank you. I just you know, I try to be practical and I try to be, understanding about some things. I just want to be understood sometimes too, and I don't expect it so much from outside the bubble, the friendship family bubble. But what I learned over the course of my life and some of the situations that I've been through and in my life and some of the places that I found myself in life, those people that weren't in the circle or in the bubble have been the most helpful and the most encouraging and supporting people I've ever met. So sometimes that support and that listening ear and that shoulder, the shoulder don't have to even be physically right next to you, but that shoulder, just a person that's being there wherever they are on this earth, and they're connected to you through whatever social media or telephone or cell phone or whatever the connection is, that they are a shoulder. And just like I know I'm a shoulder all over the world with the connections that I have. I'm always a shoulder for someone, and I need that shoulder too sometimes. And I let people know, my family members, I let them know how I feel about how, I need them to listen to me sometime, and they're not doing it. And they was like, oh, girl, you just want some attention. You just a big old baby, but you going to be okay. You got this. And I'll be like, okay, thank you. But thank God for all the other people, and thank God for this forum right now, because I was able to come on here and just talk about a bunch of different things that was on my mind and on my heart, and I appreciate you for that. Random out here, I think I am completely out of JC. You completely out of deodorant on earth. Okay. Yeah, that was random. Oh my goodness. So it has been, what time is it? What time is it over where you guys are? It must be late in the evening, because it is, I don't even know what time it is. It's 6:19 here. So 8 o'clock where Kendi K is, and so 9 o'clock where I'm not sure about Jackie. Oh, that was Candy K that said random out here. I think I'm completely out of deodorant on earth. That was Candy K. Uh Miss Shop Talk for Creators. Um, I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, 9 o'clock in New York. For Layla. Jackie, I don't know where you are. It feels like 10 p.m. I'm sure because Candy K, you usually don't be um up this time of night. Or if you're up, you're doing one of those wonderful silent, uh, what do you call them? I don't forgot what you call them, but a nice evening with some music in the back. You'll do those sometimes late at night. But wow, thank you for being here because it is late where you are. And I got to do live tomorrow. Well, I don't have to do live. I want to do live tomorrow. And it'll be a little more, I guess you would call it formal and not just rambling. I think I'll have a focal point of conversation. Yeah, okay, I think I'm at the end of the chat. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Not really. I have to rest on Saturday so I can get to church. Amen. Yes. And speaking of church, did we not have church on Thursday with the Kojic Momentum? That was such an awesome experience, and I'm glad I had an opportunity to share that and be a part of that. That was a wonderful thing. To be in. Sometimes with all the cares of life and all of the things that we have to do, the busyness, sometimes it's just wonderful to take some time to fellowship with other people, forget about all the things that's going on in your life, get some good word for your spirit, and just be in a place where you can praise the Lord. And I thank God for Kojic on Thursday evening because it was exactly what I needed. Yes, yes. Yeah. Candy K, you said I was supposed to go live today. I never got that accomplished. And I almost didn't either. But because of well, I usually don't even go live on Saturday anyway, but I wanted to, but I almost didn't do it because of all the stuff that was going on in the head. you know. Yes, it was a blessing. The Momentum conference was definitely a blessing. Jackie says it's 8:21 where she is. So yeah, it's late. It's late. And I want to get me a shower, put on something cool, get under the big fan cuz I'm in here in my YouTube studio, work office, craft room, my multi-purpose room, and the fan that would really, really work for me while I'm in here, I can't turn it on because it's going to be too noisy. So I got my little portable thing that's sitting right here. But as you can see, I'm still sweating because I feel like I'm in the Middle East, y'all. You know, I can imagine what it was like for those people, and maybe they just learned to adjust as they because that was maybe all that they had. The type of weather that they had was all that they had. They didn't know any different type of weather. Well, for us, we go from state to state, and so we experience different types of weather. But for those people in the Middle East, oh my God, I don't know if I could do it, like going to visit someplace in the Middle East. If it not when it's hot like this, and then I bet it's equally cold too. So yes, we had a ball. Candy K said I needed that. Yes, yes. It was the revival for sure. And it was a wonderful, wonderful experience. And I'm not done yet because I keep on thinking about that song, Keep On Making a Way for Me. I love that. I've been singing it ever since. Yes, because he did. He made a way for us, for real. He definitely made a way for me. He opened some doors and he takes care of me. And that was the highlight praise song for me. Yes, and I just keep playing it over and over and over, that little piece. But I got my long form out now, one grocery haul, and this is Kendi K, but this is also Shop Talk, at Shop Talk for creators, y'all. Brand new channel and already on its way to monetization. Amen. Yes, yes, yes. And if you have not gone over to subscribe and support this channel, I encourage you to go and support this channel because, especially if you are a small YouTube creator, it's the best place to be and to learn and get connected and to grow. So I highly encourage that. Yes. Okay, so now my chat, there it go. My chat be trying not to move. Definitely heat wave moving across the country. It absolutely is. I am so hot. Yes. So, yeah, it's about that time, but not quite. We got a few more minutes, and I'll just move right on along. And looking forward to being with you guys again tomorrow and just enjoying the time. I love to talk, even when I'm rambling, whether I'm talking about something significant or if I'm talking about a focused topic or a focused subject, whatever. I love doing that. You know, I love engagement. I love community. I just want to enjoy this journey and this part of my life, and God knows that I look forward to retiring. And once I do, I probably still will be a part-time creator, but I will be a little bit more active and a little more long forms and live videos and having conversations and having fun in the YouTube streets. But retirement is one of the things that is totally, totally, yes, Jackie, totally on my mind, retiring. Yes, Jackie, that's Kendi K, Shop Talk, new channel. Yes, Shop Talk for creators. And put that in the chat. Hashtag Shop Talk for creators, even if it is over here, because I'm a part of that community as well. And I have 100% love and support for both channels, Kendi K All Day and Shop Talk for Creators. Yes. And this is my ramble day, so I get to talk about anything I want to. And yes, that's what I'm talking about. Any and everything that flows through my brain. Yes. Yeah, Jackie, you didn't know? Jackie been over there going live herself. But yeah, thank you guys so much for spending this time with me. I really appreciate it. And I really feel good about this live stream on this mobile phone. It seems like it's pretty cool, pretty easy. I can see that I'm in the frame. I like it. I like it. I just need to do more of it and get outside with it and just move around with it and see all what I can do. And Kendi K said at Shop Talk for Creators said, I'm loving to see creators working on their channels by being on their channels. Yes, and that's one thing that you always have and always do encourage us to do, to be on our own channels. It's wonderful to visit other channels and catch some replays and such, but the best way to grow your channel is to be on your own channel. And I love that. Yes, so working on your own channels by being on their channels, that's the way to get to monetization. Absolutely. And TT Trucker said something today that resonated with me. He said when he started his channel, he didn't even know there was a such thing as monetization. I didn't know that either. If I would if I would have known what I know now, I may have gotten a little bit further than I am right now, but that's okay too because when you know better, you do better. But also, I believe that I'm just in the place that I need to be, especially because when I started my channel, I had two jobs, I had two businesses, and all the other things that I have in my life. And that's why I ended up having to take all these things off my plate, right? Because I had so much going on. Yes, yes. Okay, Jackie's gonna go sub. Yeah, we literally did what, 4 hours or at least three? It was three. I believe it was three. Yes, I started the stream with my braids hanging down, and by the end, I was pulled up into a top knot like this, huh? Yeah, yeah. You know when they start getting a little uh fuzzy, I start wearing headbands and hats and stuff. Yeah, but yeah, we are some wonderful people. We are, and I just really, really love what I'm doing here. And I feel good about being able to just jump on, connect with people, share, even if it's not really about anything in particular, but just share and have a space to connect with communities and while I'm building the community over here, and whether I'm talking about uh, colorectal cancer journey or life with an ostomy or some other topic where life, everyday life topics like stress and showing up for your life and all the things, is not just a one thing. In my life, my life is filled with more than just one thing. So it's impossible to just talk about one particular thing. So yes, this a beautiful, beautiful journey, and I am so glad that I know you guys, that I have met you guys, and hope to meet you in face to face someday, and just get to hug and laugh and talk and have a pajama party maybe even. I would love to do that. Um, and thinking of pajama party, Kara, be well with Kara wherever you are. That was a wonderful pajama party live that you did. And I was glad to be on the replay for that. But I want to do something like that with all of us wonderful people in one place someday. Yes. Yeah, that collab on Thursday, Sandra, was so impromptu. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. And a major learning curve for me too. But was one of the coolest things I've done lately. I'm so glad to hear that, Kitty K. I'm glad to hear that because um it's just wonderful. It's just wonderful. But yeah, it was definitely a learning curve learning curve for me. I absolutely, hey, I already said, and we all know that we're just learning, so it is what it is. I enjoyed it. I had a chance to fellowship with you. I had a chance to have some church and no worries on my mind. I wasn't thinking about work. I wasn't thinking about ostomy. I wasn't thinking about cancer. I wasn't thinking about any of that. I was just thinking about praising the Lord and getting with my sister and sharing that moment with her. And I got a chance to do that. And that is awesome for me, So, and thank you for doing that with me. That was just super, super impromptu and super fun. And I loved it. Yes, I really loved it. Okay, so Jackie, yes, I really am about to land the plane now because I got to get to some cool, child. Woo! I got to get to some cool and I got to get ready for tomorrow. I need to schedule the live if I'm going to be coming live tomorrow. I need to do that. And, all the things that come with people think we just uh, come on and, well, like today, yeah, this was just a impromptu come on, and we do that sometime, but some things are planned and some things have to be set up, as all of you in here are content creators, and you know that. Well, I'll say, yeah, all of us that's in here looks like right now. But yes, so I need to go and get myself together for that and to get cool and to get out, get in the shower and get in some cooler clothes and get under the fan and, just get everything I need done and be ready for tomorrow. But thank you all for showing up for me today and being an ear and a shoulder for me today. I really appreciate you. I thank you so much. And I will see you all tomorrow and then going forward from there. I don't even know how to end this thing. I guess it's going to be somewhere on the screen. Nah, I don't even know. So I'm just going to say farewell, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good evening, everybody, and thank you for being here. Bye bye.